Hey kids, it's Minecraft Monday. That's right, I upload on Mondays now so I can say that again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the cities of our Minecraft world. We'll go through them in no particular order, and then at the end of each one I'll put them in a tier list, because that's a popular thing that creators do, and definitely not so I can turn it into a short also. Real quick, the definition of what we're calling a city here is a little loose. For our purposes, a city must have more than one structure, so no player houses in the wild. And well, that's it actually. Basically, you just look at a settlement and think, does it feel city? Anyway. Now I think it makes the most sense to start with the world's biggest city, so naturally I won't be doing that. Riversteel is the capital of the northern kingdom of Brace. Similar to the kingdom itself, the city is the largest in the world area-wise, divided into two halves by the upper Norder River. These two halves are connected by bridge, which accommodate the passage of ships up and down the river. The most notable build here is the newly completed Mead Hall, which is pretty cool. We also have, quotes, Turtle Sanctuary, definitely not a farm, those allegations are false, and of course the classic starter house. When we consider the world and all its history in a deep time sort of mindset, most of the northern cities are relatively new, and this one is no exception. Riversteel serves primarily as a community hub on the rare occasion that they do take the time to travel and meet up with one another, as the capital is centrally located within the kingdom. Now, as far as ranking, builds aren't everything. There's also the location to consider, mesa adjacent, and the river through the center gives it a certain uniqueness. Broad, sweeping savanna lands make for picturesque sunrises and sunsets. B tier. Also, I probably won't be putting anyone in S or F tier just because I don't want to piss anybody off or, create any sort of conflict between the players. My role in this world remains as a historian. Kind of like those Korean bookkeepers who made that one emperor famous for falling off his horse. Anyway, moving on to Sodo. That's right, if you thought this would follow any sort of logical order, nope. Base of operations for the East Desert Company, much of the original village buildings are deserted and have fallen into states of disrepair. The city has two fairly large builds, the industrial factory, which, come to think of it, is one of the oldest structures in the modern world, and of course, Dragon's Mansion, Sandhill Manor. Sodo is the powerhouse of the Emirates economy. Most mass material production takes place here. The vast mines underneath Sodo have contributed not only to Dragon's exorbitant wealth, but have also supplied the materials that were used to construct most of the newer city buildings in Tanis, the most noteworthy of these being the Emir's Palace. Despite Dragon's morally dubious actions, I really f*** with this house. As far as location, the desert leaves a bit to be desired, and it doesn't mesh super well with this red brick industrial colonial style, although there is this hill next to the village that stands out, and in my opinion has pretty good build potential. I'm probably a little biased, but overall I really like the build styles of Sodo, but the location is only alright. B tier. Next up, we're whiplashing back to the north to the port city of Ravenguard. First things first, as far as location goes, especially with respect to lore, perfect. We have the narrow strait connecting the two great oceans, and also the river systems that connect directly to the other nations, and on top of that, we have this natural sand peninsula that creates the harbor. Prime real estate. Excellent. The most important build of Ravenguard is the tower, which enables guards to watch over and control one of, if not the most prominent water passage in the world. I personally really like the exterior details of the tower. Unlike some of the other northern cities, Ravenguard has good infrastructure, like having protected docks as well as lit trails. Ravenguard soldiers also man the Norder River Gatehouse, which protects passage to the capital. Overall, the location is pretty good. The city is well designed to serve its strategic purpose and placement. Solid B tier. Fuck, that's 3 B tiers in a row, but judging people is hard, sorry. To offset that, our next location is going to have to be the Republic City. This is arguably the world's second oldest city. The Free Republic formed around the same time as Sodo from the split of New Bravos. Location-wise, this city is also split and centered around a river. The Republic City is best known for the High Tower, an international symbol of diplomacy, freedom, and peace. Republic City also boasts quality exterior design and perhaps the best interior decoration in the world. Additionally, this city in particular is of great significance to new players as it contains the world spawn and has helped shelter fresh spawns since its conception. Most of the city is currently under construction, and I have little doubt that its greatest days are yet to come. A tier. Next, we have the world's northernmost city. for now. Stoneforge. This really is a small settlement at the edge of the world. It sits deep in the heart of the Novanian savanna, just up the Norder River from the capital. It was originally meant to be the main mining and resource production for Brace, like Sodo is to the Emirate, but the discovery of rich deposits elsewhere greatly diminished its importance. The Jarl of Stoneforge has done little to improve the city, and instead spends most of his time at Riversteel helping the Trident King. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but it leaves Stoneforge itself wanting for attention. For the city itself, location, C tier. Sorry, Forest. Now, I have the wild card inclusion, Old Agrios. The world's real first city, Agrios was once the center of a great empire, now lost to time. The reason I haven't shown any screenshots is because I don't have any. No one does. This was from a simpler time and a completely different set of players, long before this series was ever conceived. Zippers and Flooded are the only living players who've seen it, so we have only their descriptions to go off of. The city was open and sprawling, ruled from a castle on a peninsula with a glass floor. The castle itself was around the size of the modern-day Emmer's Palace, and used colorful terracotta and stone bricks for its walls. To this day, the exact circumstances surrounding the fall of Agrios remains a complete mystery. And if you're curious, you can check out our History of the First Era video to get a more complete summary of all that we do know. With nothing else to go on, I can't award it anything higher than, you guessed it, a B tier. Naturally, Old Agrios has many times been compared to the Emirate, so let's take a look at its modern-day counterpart. Tanis is, objectively, the world's most developed city. It has the largest population and the most structures. Located opposite the Republic City on the banks of the Norris River, Tanis also rose from the dissolution of their parent city New Bravos. With the help of Sodo, Tanis has remained the economic center of the world since its founding. It also touts itself as the world's safest city, completely walled in and well lit. While lacking some of the more intricate details of other builds, the architecture here is certainly stylish, even if the materials are very samey. A tier. Not far from Tanis, we find the island of Nekoshima. This one kind of breaks our structures rule, but whatever, it counts. The axolotls are actually so strict regarding their spiritual guidelines that they haven't actually built anything yet, as they strive for nothing short of complete perfection. I shared these on a community post recently. These are images from the Shogunate planning world, and all are possible builds that could be implemented on the island. That being said, the people currently reside in tunnels underground, and these sport really nice interior decoration, actually. The only other place that might match them is the Republic, and I'll post a little poll after this video releases to see what you guys think is better, but honestly, they're both pretty great. Like the Republic City, I have no doubt that the Shogunate's greatest days are still ahead of it, but with none of these structures actually built yet, we have to go B tier. Alright, had to come to this eventually. Is Myreen one city? It was always meant to be. But it's no secret that the island is divided both politically and physically. The first member and founder of the settlement, Crow, is, put simply, a noob. Because of this, he has historically been disregarded and ignored by more experienced players who claimed, perhaps rightfully, that they knew better. It's true that they've accomplished far more in the same time frame, but their actions have left the island bitterly divided. Taken separately, I'd have to say that the Black Castle counts as one structure, and on the other side, the Acacia Tower and Lavender's House are both, alright, they're alright. Taken as a single city, Myreen definitely makes A tier. Here's hoping their differences can be put aside one day. Finally, we have the last northern city, Clifftown. Aptly named, it was first settled as a village partially generated on a cliff. Paired with Ravenguard, Clifftown is instrumental in Brace's control of the Strait and the Great Oceans. What the hell does that say in P? Is that supposed to say partnership? I mean, holy f***. Alright. In partnership with the East Desert Company, Clifftown is currently undergoing some pretty serious construction, and I don't want to reveal too much, but I'm a fan. B tier again. So, there you have it. A quick overview of the cities of our Minecraft world. There were a few that I chose to exclude, seeing as they're not developed enough to call cities. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and till next time.